I think what's been really sad over the last few years in our schools, for example, is that they don't do the nativity. They might do it maybe in reception year, but they've lost that. And it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm an atheist, so it doesn't really matter whether you're a cultural Christian, an atheist, whatever. The tradition in this country is that we celebrate the birth of Christ and the story of the birth of Christ at Christmas. And I think it's a fundamental element of our culture. So, yeah, I'm delighted that... good luck, Tommy.
It's the best fun ever. It's great to see you down here. I forgot. Hold on, the last Sunday of the month, you normally turn up.
Yes.
I apologise, I forgot. Will you be speaking?
Yes.
And I look forward to it. I was just about to be interviewing this geezer here, young Bob. Then I saw you.
Hi, Bob.
See, I was just about to interview him.
He's a small lad, isn't he? He's a small lad.
Incredibly short.
So, Bob, speak to this young lady. She's not very well known.
Well, of course not. I'm, new on the block, of course, and you've been doing a lot of the work that kind of cross wires in terms of debating people that we vehemently disagree with. So what have you seen, like, across the years in terms of the way that people engage with you? Have you seen that people are slowly starting to open up to your ideas, or are they really just rejecting it more?
I think possibly very similar to you is most people agree with us. So it's not really a matter of convincing the zealots that they're wrong, that women don't have penises, because most people know they don't. It's waking up the silent people and saying, you need to speak. So that's, I think, what Let Women Speak has done. I think you're trying something different. I really hope that you succeed in just bringing back open dialogue back into all spaces, but particularly universities where it should have existed, but it doesn't. So I think what you're doing is really valuable. I might join you, but I'm old, so I don't think too many university students want to talk to someone like me. But I think it's
well, that could be the if you ever join us, that could be the sort of novelty. You're too old for university, and I'm too young for university.
Yeah, it's like just after I had before I had babies, I was too thin for most clothes shops, and then after I was too fat. So in many ways, I've always liked the extremes.
That's where a lot of ideas kind of crossfire, because I remember last week we were at the London School of Economics, and one of the persons that was mocking the late departed Charlie Kirk was a trans student who lobbies for transgenderism at KCL, which was a student university that's quite close. So
that's where they're doing the puberty blocker trial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately the right are right now not united on. Rupert Lowe sent in a letter to stop puberty blockers on children, and not all of the members of the Reform Party, for example, have signed it. So I think that there largely needs to be, regardless of whether you're a feminist speaking on female problems, or whether I am just someone who's talking about young people, or whether the right are just more broadly talking about the state of this country, we all need to be united on, basic facts. I think we're trivializing very easily understood topics such as what is a woman, and then that ultimately goes to the detriment of our nationalism. I mean, one of the biggest things that we should value within this country are women and children, and we can't even get towards defining what those two concepts are.
No, well, look, it goes. I think the war on women is fun. So you've got the war on family. So you separate men and women. They can't look after women. Men don't look after women. We kind of debase men and feminize them maybe. And then you get women. And if we take women's rights away, then our children are much more vulnerable to threat. So it's a step by step. I don't know if it's always completely conscious, but this is where we are. So we've got the unholy trinity of euthanasia, of surrogacy, and of sterilising children, but in the name of transgenderism. So I think that's kind of, if the right aren't united on that, on the fundamentals of like what is a woman, what is a mother, what is a baby, then I think we're all a bit screwed. Because if not the right, the left are certainly not going to tackle this at all.
Yeah, and one of the final things I'd like to mention is Turning Point, or actually there was a drag queen story hour event for Christmas at Richmond Palace on the 19th of December. And the same drag queen, I think her name is, it ends in Cox.
His!
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm surrounded by you already. His name, my apologies, like even I'm getting indoctrinated.
Yeah, terrible.
It's terrible. The last name of his name is Cox. He originally has performed in front of adults, doing adult entertainment for above 18-year-olds, and now they're hosting an event between 5-year-olds that families are invited to. So, you know, I think that on a lot of the right, we're united on this front. They are indoctrinating, transing our kids. I'm the cliche of being an ex-drama student, and what I saw is the major issue surrounding young people, and the reason why they're turning out in this way, is that for whatever reason, we've celebrated being quirky in such an extreme and really weird way. Like, for example, if you want to be popular amongst young people today, you want to find yourself in a category of the oppressed, which includes, for example, being a different gender, and then you use that to claim that you're being persecuted and that you're a minority, and look how edgy you are, and that you must usurp all of the attention amongst your peers. So as soon as we realise that we should actually strive to be normal, have a legacy, have a family, have something to look back to when we actually do die, like, for example, our founder Charlie Kirk, then that's when we go back to, you know, normal discussions. I'd prefer to discuss on like the autumn budget than what is a woman or why men are going into women's toilets.
Yeah, me too. Well, look, these are not real issues, but they they impact us all, so they feel quite real. But it's really nice to talk to you. Thank you. Good luck, Tommy. Single-handedly bringing back Christ.